TIFU by acting like a child predator at my son's daycare.
Throwaway account because this feels weird. This happened a few years ago while dropping my son off at his daycare for picture day. He was 3 years old at the time. I was a part-time stay-at-home dad at the time, which gave me a fantastic opportunity to bond with my kids from the time they were born. My son was absolutely glued to my side for the first 4 to 5 years of his life. So it's picture day at his daycare, but it falls on a day when he usually stays home with me. Not wanting to miss having his picture taken, I bring him to daycare so he can participate. The photo area was set up outside and the scene was a little chaotic when we arrived. My son was a little overwhelmed and did not want to leave my side to get his picture taken. So his teacher suggested I leave him with them and drive around the other side of the building out of his line of sight so he thinks he's being dropped off. He generally did fine with drop-offs, and if he was a little sad it would only last a minute or two. So this sounded like a great idea. I left him with his teacher, got in my car, and drove around to the other side of the building. But since I worry, I wanted to make sure he was okay. I began to slowly walk up behind a row of cars to try and get a look. I was ducking behind cars so that he would not see me. A teacher had brought him over to the playground to let him play for a couple of minutes while another class was getting pictures taken. So I had to keep inching forward to see him but kept ducking down to stay out of sight. After about 4 to 5 minutes of creeping, 3 police officers pulled into the parking lot, lights, no sirens, and quickly approached my location. Now, I live in a very small town in the US and 3 police cars is about half of my town's police force. The shift supervisor was one of the responding officers and she happens to know me well because of my job with a different law enforcement agency. She immediately said, "ChesterForADay, is that you?" I said, "Oh hi, Sergeant Supervisor, what's going on?" She informed me that the elderly neighbor who lives next to the daycare saw me acting suspiciously from her kitchen window and got concerned that I was going to kidnap one of the kids. I explained my situation and everything was confirmed with the daycare staff. The officers even stayed for a group photo with the entire daycare and staff, so thankfully my F-up is memorialized forever. TLDR, brought my son to his daycare for picture day. He was acting clingy and didn't want to stay. I left him with teachers and drove around the building out of his sight only to creep back to make sure he was okay, but didn't realize I perfectly mimicked the actions of a kidnapper and police were called.
Hope you got a copy of the group picture.
I'm sorry, but this is hilarious.
Perfect example of an appropriate call though. If I saw that at a daycare I'd be hitting up the 911. Nicely arranged though. Sometimes the only thing to do for my daughter is GTFO so she can stop fixating on me. Cue me dashing out of the building and ducking as I get in the car.
This sounds like something that could have happened to Cam and Lily on Modern Family.
I swear elders just stare out the window all day. I know that's what I'll be doing when I'm 85. Bahahaha, my husband was told to leave a park during the day while playing Pokemon Go. There was a school attached and they were like, "Sorry dude. No Chesters allowed." He was like, "Sorry, I was seriously just playing a game." This is so funny. Like a movie scene. Neighborhood I used to live in. There was a car with a lone male inside that was parked in a suspicious location by the school. During drop-off every day for over a week, and enough folks started to take notice that eventually someone called the cops. Turns out the guy had told his wife he quit smoking and would park there in the mornings on his way to work to get his morning cig. In elementary school, my son went to the office to get his meds. He had 1 speed, full out. He missed the hallway, bouncing off the wall, shook the building. Huge bruise. Egg middle of his forehead the day before pictures. One of the rare school pictures. He always missed them. I'm not sure this is on you so much as circumstance. I have to go survey schools as part of my job, and I definitely have wondered why people haven't called the cops on me or coworkers before. I will sign in to the front desk, but I still end up circling the school taking photos. Inside and outside. Opening all the doors and drawing up the building. This actually feels really relatable. It would probably make a great skit in a family comedy. Well written. Thanks for the laugh. Happy Friday. This is adorable, though. Username checks out. Traffic at my daughter's school is terrible and nobody will let you out of a parking space. Because of this, I started dropping off my daughter, then just returning to the car and watching a video or playing a game on my phone until the traffic dies down. Then leave in peace. One day I got a bit distracted by my video or game. Turns out I was parked there for almost an hour. When I looked up from my phone, the primary 2 class, 6-year-olds, were having PE class right in front of my car. All the kids and teachers were looking at the weird 30-something-year-old guy alone in the parking lot, staring at the PE class. Luckily my daughter is in P2. She waved and shouted, "Hello, Daddy," so I could just wave back, smile and leave awkwardly. As a former childcare worker, thank you for the laugh. That lady is my hero. No harm to you, and she cares about the kids at the daycare. Good for her. The officer told you who made the report and where they lived. I work at a daycare and this is hilarious. Love it. Also can relate to chaotic picture day. Lol, sounds like something that would happen to me. I got really used to talking to kids and such out and about in my last career. I have 2 daughters and kids always come over. House is always full of random kids I might talk to or pick on, like, what are these tiny strangers doing in my home? Quote. Anyway, out of uniform and with no kids in tow, I forget that it's creepy for grown men to smile or talk to kids SMH. Also, several people I dated joked about how when I looked around stores I looked like I was going to rob the place SMH, and I've gotten the "can I help you?" quote. Being a silly kid in the body of a grown man sucks.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.